Welcome everyone. We are having today this IPFA presentation webinar. As you know, every 2 months we get together to share with all our community to know deeper about our festivals that are member of our association. Today we have really good news because we can celebrate that we have more than 100 members. This morning we have published a newsletter. It's really impressive. We have never ever thought in having so many members. We thought that with 50 it was enough or something like this, and then it just get crazy. That's good. That means that our team is working hard and that we are doing many things, and that means that people wants to get together and share. There is a huge gap in photography festivals that we are not working more together, and I think IPFA is a great opportunity for doing that. That's why I'm really happy of having this members presentation, because it's the way to know you better. I want to start saying thanks to Laura. Ciao, Laura Ligari.
Ciao. Thanks to you.
From our team with all the organization, I am Pablo Jori, the co-director of IPFA, the International Association of Photography Festivals. And today we are going to have Katie from FotoFocus from Cincinnati, United States. Is that correct? Yes, good. We can hear you.
Can you hear now?
Now, good.
Yeah.
Good to have you. Then we are going to have Jakub from Paper Photo Festival, Poland.
Hello, everybody.
And also Joao 𝗓𝗪. Is that correct?
Whatever. Don't worry.
Good. That is going to be also presenting a couple of festivals that he's organizing in Brazil in different moments of the year. We are going to be really happy to know more about your festivals, and I'm also planning to come. That's good. That's a good thing, how we can make it and also go to the rest of the festivals. Just a really fast introduction, because as you know, with IPFA we are doing many things at the same time. The first thing that I want to tell you, if you're a festival, check this report on global economy. This is the last week for us to receive your information between until next Monday. It's not so long. I mean, it's just kind of 15 minutes or so just to know more about the economy of the festivals. Last year we did the first report. It was a general report, and then our association decided to keep doing this research every year. And I think it's a great opportunity to know more about how many festivals we have, where do we spend the money, everything. And also, if you are not a festival but you are a photographer, we already have, if you're a photographer and a festival, also we have the second meeting of our association. You know that we get together in Barcelona every year, the first week of July, the weekend prior to Arles is the best moment to do it, because there are always festivals coming to Europe to go into France. There are two options. If you are a festival, you can come to the meeting. We already have the full program of activities during 3 days, Friday, Saturday, and Sunday, and we already have all these amazing festivals confirmed. Jakub is coming for sure, Joao is coming, and I hope Katie is thinking how to make it possible. But we have already confirmed festivals. And if you're a photographer, for the first time we are having this opportunity of portfolio reviews that we think is a great opportunity. If you are a photographer, to have the opportunity to share with many curators and photography festivals director of the world in Barcelona. It's a great opportunity to show your work. You have 20 minutes one-to-one, and it's a great opportunity to generate possibilities. Here even we have in the calendar, we already have all the curators. You can even choose your time and date and everything. All this is confirmed. Even if we are not even in March, we have everything ready. And even some of the curators are already fully booked, like this case. You can know who it was. I think it was Rose Klapp from Norderlich. It's already sold out. All her portfolio reviews have already been booked for people. If you have questions, you can just send us an email. And if you don't know how to do portfolio reviews, here we have a complete guide that Laura is getting ready to publish on our social networks pretty soon. It really teaches everyone how to do a portfolio review. And I think it's a great opportunity to come to Barcelona and to do the portfolio reviews. Okay, good. From my side, that is the only introduction that I want to say, just to be sure that you are going to enjoy today's conversation. We want to know more about the festivals. If you have any questions, just write it on the chat and I will take the notes, and then at the end of each of the presentations, if we are good on time, we can start making questions for the festivals. We're going to start with Katy, then we go to Poland, and then we finish with Brazil with João. Katy, welcome.
Thank you, and I can hope to come. I just need to renew my passport. That is something I keep forgetting to do.
Katy, sorry, can you get closer to your computer because the microphone is kind of far?
Can you hear me better now?
Much better, yes.
I apologize. As you can see, we're in a moment of transition, so my office is a little funky.
Don't worry.
Can you see my screen?
Yes.
Okay.
Oh, no.
Let's see, here we go. I should also say that I am not the technician on staff, and I am not a Mac person, so I sincerely apologize for all of this. Any idea where it went, Emily? There. Can you see it now? Yeah. I will put
Yes.
it in, and I apologize. So, FotoFocus, as Pablo said, we are a Cincinnati-based organization. We were founded in 2010 as an org that wanted to celebrate and champion photography. Our founders in the early 90s saw opportunities to bring speakers, lecturers, photographers to come to Cincinnati and just talk passionately about a medium that he feels strongly towards. And in 2010, we became a full nonprofit organization. We are a team of 8. We have 7 full-time staff members that are listed here. And our contract employee is our artistic director and curator, who has been with the company since 2013. And Kevin Moore is responsible for the thematic content of our biennial and other programs. So I did want to just mention our mission and vision statements, but particularly our vision statement. FotoFocus inspires conversation about the world through the art of photography. And I think that this is an important distinction for our organization, as you just witnessed with me on this screen share. We are not a technical institute. FotoFocus uses photography as an interdisciplinary tool to connect a variety of topics to make relevant to a wide public. So our programming is for generalists. It's not necessarily photographer specific, but we create a lot of content around photography to talk about a variety of things. We launched our first biennial in 2012, and ours is a month-long celebration. It takes place in the month of October every 2 years. And we are, while FotoFocus is in downtown Cincinnati, we also have venues that extend into Columbus, Dayton, and Northern Kentucky, which, for reference, I will just show you here a map. FotoFocus Cincinnati is right on the edge of Ohio and Kentucky. So you can see here in these gray circles, this represents where a lot of our biennial venues are located. Since the biennial has began in 2012, we've had over 800 exhibitions, over 3,500 artists, and over 1 million visitors cumulatively. Part of this is due to FotoFocus's structure as an invitational. We create a theme, but we invite regional organizations to participate. And that is what allows us to have as many projects as we do per iteration. For example, in our 2024 biennial, whose theme was backstories, we had 107 projects at venues all over the region. We had about 300,000 visitors across the run of those projects' time. So that extends beyond just the month of October. So here you can see we really had 170,000 visitors in the month of October, but we continue to follow those projects, many of which stay open for 3 months or longer. And that's where we get to those numbers. Another important aspect of FotoFocus is that we want to make sure that our programming is available to a wide public and is accessible to all. And so during the month of October, we ask all of our venues to be free to people who sign up for our biennial pass. This is also a free pass to anyone who signs up. Not only do you get free access to these venues in the month of October, but you are then invited to additional talks, tours, and we actually organize bus trips to the other cities to take people and make sure that they're seeing all that the biennial has to offer. I wasn't sure how much of a just kind of structural meeting this was. So this is just a general, this is how we do our 2-year cycle for the biennial. Again, because we're an invitational, this involves opening an application for others to apply. That opens the year prior and is reviewed and agreed upon 1 year before the biennial starts. FotoFocus is also a granting institution and cumulatively has given over $5 million to our partner venues. And so this is just kind of that framework that we use each year for the biennial. We also create various things to help market the biennial. This is a catalog that we create for each iteration. It lists the content of all of our projects, which for our internal team is a really heavy lift to take 107 projects from various voices and institutions and to make it a legible document with a consistent voice. We also create a venue map that is distributed around town. It's distributed within various weekend edition newspapers to serve as a marketing promotion. And then we also, of course, create our website and content. And here you can just kind of see the variety of projects at various venues listed on our website. So we really try to equally display our partner venues as well as the content that we produce. So obviously, we're very excited for this year's iteration. This is our 8th biennial. And the theme this year is the long view. We're really trying to build off of last year's, which was backstories, as far as how does a photo contextualize or disrupt our understanding of events? And are looking at it, the concept of how does photography both insert itself in a long view of how did we get here and where are we going? This is particularly poignant in the United States this year that is celebrating its 250th anniversary. And you can see this quote by our artistic director saying that, this is a somewhat turbulent anniversary for us. And it's a moment that we need to take to pause and reflect as to how we've reached this point and what are the futures that we believe to be possible. So this is both reflective and optimistic. And again, we are excited to announce that we have 74 projects at 63 venues this year. We did receive some feedback that the biennial had become very large, and even I was unable to see all of the iterations, all the venues last go. So this is a right sizing of it. There's a really great amount of projects that make up these 74 exhibitions. And we also always have kind of an opening weekend program in which about 7 exhibitions that are core to our theme are used for specific tours and talks. And we host a symposium in a local theater to really drive home what the theme is and how it carries throughout the entire month. To end though, I did just want to say that FotoFocus is very excited about its newest venture, which is the opening of our own facility. FotoFocus is currently without a home. We are lucky enough to have in-kind rental space, but we will soon have our own facility that has about 4,500 square feet of gallery space. And this is located in the historic district of Over the Rhine. This will be our first biennial in which we get to house our own curatorial projects within our own space. So we are very much looking forward to it. I hope many of you are able to come visit. We are looking to open this facility May 29th of this year with an inaugural exhibition, and the biennial will be our second exhibition. So with that, I'm happy to wait to take questions. I think I took up my entire allotted time, but please follow FotoFocus, and thank you so much.
Thank you so much, Katie. That was fast.
You gave me a timeline and I meant to stick to it.
Good. I have a couple of questions. I was really surprised, and I love what you said about 𝗔 a little bit, that you have the feeling that it was too big. And that was also my feeling going to some festivals, because as you know, we are also going to visit festivals. Sometimes it's too big. That is even a problem, because when you have more exhibitions than people, in the end, it's not the only problem that you can come. The problem is that no one's can really go to anything, and then in some point, kind of the festival is not helping but going against. I don't know, how was the reflection of your team on finding your limit or your balance, you know?
Yeah, and so when I joined FotoFocus in 2022, we had 101 projects, and I successfully saw 80 of them, which is huge. But that's ultimately 20% of the projects I didn't get to see. And so as part of our goal is to promote these regional organizations and make sure that everyone has visibility, we realized that if I can't see everything, how many people are making it to these venues? So I think our very first 2012 biennial had about 50 projects. We are looking at some financial restructuring because of our new facility. So this number was both an effect of, let's maybe refine our search a little bit, but what are also the financial limitations? How large can we make it and still support the venues the way we want to?
And how you arrived to this limit, I mean, between 60, 70.
And, one, it's really hard to say no to the application period. So that, that does make it tough. I think a lot was based on what were new venues, what were projects we felt really excited about, what were in close proximity to each other to create stronger neighborhood connections. We had some new venues that were just simply too far away from other places, and while they had strong thematic quality, it just felt like to make this more accessible to the public, things needed to be tighter grouped. So those were some of the factors that we took into consideration.
And your feeling, because you are a biannual festival, I think is the only one in today's presentation that are biannual. You have the feeling that being a biannual and making it big is better than doing it every year and smaller?
I think, well, especially with the new venture of our facility where we intend to have year-round exhibitions and programs, I think for our capacity of a team of 8, an annual is not possible on top of that. In our off years, we also host a symposium in the fall, so we have content every year. We also host a annual spring lecture, so we're always doing something, but I think the biennial itself, and as far as because it's involved with our granting philanthropic endeavors, it makes more sense as a 2-year cycle.
Sure. No, but it's good that you also comment that you are every year doing things, kind of to maintain also the energy. The biggest part of the biennial, in the end, do this kind of every year at least something, just to get in touch with the community. You know, my feeling as someone doing a festival for 10 years every year, I have the feeling that if you don't connect every year, then kind of people is then you don't have the people available. I don't know how is your experience with this, working with not just with your team, but also with the team on the city, how much a city can change or the spaces can change in 2 years. When you start planning something for 2 years, then things change.
Well, and I think, one of our big problems, which hopefully, again, our new facility will change, is that because we're a 2-year cycle, we're not readily in the minds of the public. We, as a pop-up, they're like, well, maybe we're familiar, but they're not used to seeing us every year in the same way. So that it has been somewhat of a struggle, but now that we'll have an actual home that will be open year-round for people to come visit, we are hoping that the name recognition will be much stronger to kind of help, really help the biennial itself be more of a regional landmark of sorts.
Sure. I have another question. I mean, everyone here can make questions if you want. I mean, the chat is open for everyone to make questions. What is your experience about festivals in the US? Because our experience is that there are not so many of them, at least not so many as in Europe. And when we were doing the historical research, there were many of them until 2010 or so, 2015, and many of them are not running anymore, and there are no kind of a new generation. At least that's why my personal feeling from seeing more or less the state of the situation. I don't know, for the years that you have been working with photography, what is your feeling? Are more festivals, less festivals, they're organizing differently? I don't know.
I think, I'm also part of an American alliance of biennials, triennials, but they're not photo specific. I think photography specific ones are few and far between, but there are several annuals. But I think the funding structure in the States is really one of the limitations, and that right now is definitely in flux. You mentioned you saw some around 2010 that disappeared. I think our financial crisis in 2008 really hit a lot of the smaller nonprofits hard. COVID was particularly difficult, and again, we were very fortunate that while we canceled the biennial in 2020, we were still able to distribute grants to all of the people who would have participated to use as emergency funds as just general support during that time. So I think most of the other festivals that I visit in the States are not medium specific. So that might also just be the difference I'm seeing, is a lot of them tend to be more contemporary art focused. They run on triennials. They tend to be a lot more about commission-based work, which also feels less, while photography can obviously be commissioned, it feels less like the imperative for a photography festival.
You mean that there are more, yes, kind of contemporary art in general having things of photography, but they are not calling themselves photo festivals?
Yeah, like there's Counter Public in St. Louis, which is having its second iteration this year, it's really, it's also far more of a city-specific social justice centric triennial, but photographers are involved. You have things like Prospect in New Orleans, where you have, rotating artistic directors who commission people to come and react to the city. So PhotoFocus is also very different in the fact that we are very city engaged because we're working with regional organizations, but we're not necessarily making all of our projects about Cincinnati. We create a theme that we expect to see local and international artists partake in on a wide range of topics.
I have two more questions. Do you also do workshops during your festival?
So we do not, and this is I think a place that we have talked before, but because we really see ourselves as more working with the general public and less as a technical institute, a lot of our programming is more talks for a general audience. But there's always room to consider new variations.
Sure. No, my question was because from two different aspects. One is always workshops is a good source of funding from one side, and on the other side, doing workshops is a good way also to get in contact directly with the artists and the community. It's kind of a different things. And we are also, and there is a conference this year at the IPFA meeting in Barcelona talking about new activities, how we need to include new activities because the audiences are changing and we keep doing exactly the same programs as the last 20 years, mainly conferences, mainly exhibitions, mainly. And I was just kind of thinking, how are your activities, just to be sure. I mean, if we have new ideas, I mean, all the festivals we are thinking on what else can we do, to make more, different festivals. In the end, we want to get better, more in contact with people, and we always have these kind of questions. From your description and your PDF, I was surprised about the idea of the pass holder, because you say that they have to register, but they are free. Can you explain us a little bit more how it works?
So it's just a way, many of our venues are generally free, but there are some, like the larger museums, that normally charge for their exhibitions. And while they want to participate and they appreciate our desire for everything to be free for people who have signed up with us, there is a financial restraint. They can't make everything free for the entire month. And so this is a way, it's a compromise. People who sign up with us then get a ticket, a pass, that allows them to enter these spaces for free. So it means, like the Dayton Art Institute, which is an hour north of us, they charge about $15 for entry to their institution. But if you have that pass, those people go free and are admitted for free. And it just makes it a more focused group that they're waiving that admission for. So it's something that just benefits us. But then it's also then, by having people sign up, it's a way for us to better track where people are attending, who are coming to our events, who are repeat things. So again, as something that is free, it's really hard to try to monitor and understand who is attending things. So this is really a way where everyone gets a unique code and allows us to better understand the program that we provide, like the tours and talks that we host, to see who is coming to that and who is interested.
Sure, and I think it's a great opportunity also to generate a community, even a newsletter, that you can send all your information to those pass holders.
Exactly. Yeah.
That is something that we have.
We send them, like, suggested itineraries of how to participate in things. So it is a way to then, by signing up, you join our newsletter, and it's a way for us then kind of continue to engage those people throughout the year.
I think it is a great idea. This is something that is a good recommendation, because we are always also debating with our festivals, all of those who are doing free activities, they don't control who is coming and who is not. I mean, you can count them, kind of, you have someone counting them, but you don't really generate a community because you don't have their Instagram, there are no way to get. We are insisting a lot on good practices also to generate these kind of databases of emails, opportunities, possibilities, open calls. And I think having this pass that is for free is a great opportunity for you to generate a better database, but also for them to have a better feeling of community and a better service in the end of coming to your festival, and you give them a better experience for coming. I think it's a great idea.
Oh, thank you. Yeah, we're pleased. It's this is the third year where it has been free. It had a very nominal cost prior, but you know, membership surged when we were able to make it free, and it's been very beneficial.
Sure. Okay, good. Kathy, I don't know if there are no other questions. It was a pleasure to know more about your festival and about the situation in general in the US of the festival. We have not had the opportunity yet to go to visit the US and your festivals, but we hope in the future we can make it. Jakub, are you ready to explain us a little bit more how to organize a festival in Poland?
Of course. Okay, I will show you my screen.
Welcome.
Okay, hello everyone. First of all, please excuse me, my English, it's kind of rusty, and you will see how it goes. Paper Photo Festival is kind of a new festival. There was first edition in the last year. We are located in Poland, in Katowice, but as I will speak later, we are moving to Sosnowiec, which is in the same region. It is 15 kilometers from Katowice, so we are staying in the same space of Poland. Paper Photo Festival is a festival which is fully founded by me, and it is important for you to know what kind of person I am, because it is a small festival, and the people who are engaged in it are very, influencing the festival at all. And I was an academic researcher, and I have started to make artistic way of telling about the world a few years ago. And I really loved photo books, and that's also I love potatoes, and that's very important thing about me. And I have to say that it is my oblige to the world that in every presentation I made, I'm trying to say at least one time a potato, even even if it is very important presentation. So I love potatoes, but I also love photo books, and for me there is a very specific situation about photo books, especially in Poland, because we do not have any institutions that are fully thinking about photo books and trying to prepare this way of thinking to people and to organize this situation in Poland. So I go a few years ago to Katarzyna Łatta, and Katarzyna Łatta was a curator of the 4 City of Gardens galleries in Katowice. It is a very important institution in Katowice because City of Gardens, it is the name of the Katowice, which was given to Katowice a few years ago when we were trying to achieve European Capital of Culture. And there was a new institution in Katowice, which consists of a concert hall of they integrated many institutions in one. And there is in one building, there are 4 big, or at least 5 big galleries in one place. And I go to Kasia and say to her, Kasia, there is no photo book festival in Poland, we should do this. And Kasia just said, okay, we're doing this. And that's how we prepared the whole festival. It took us 2 years to prepare the first edition. And before we make the first edition, we prepared the prologue. I will speak about it in a few minutes. What's the idea, the main idea of the festival? We want to promote the idea of the photo books as a new form of visual expression, and it is very important for us that we separate photo books from thinking about other forms of showing photography. We don't want and we don't have classical exhibitions of photography. We don't have photographies on walls. Our walls are, we leave them blank. We want people to concentrate on the photo books, and we treat photo books as artistic objects. It's very important for us that we think about them, that every book is an artistic object, and because of it, it brings a lot of new thinking to photography. This is important to us because for us, the photo books are some kind of combination of kind of egalitarian approach. They are cheaper than other works of art, but in the same way, they are a kind of elitist one. They can be collected and they have a collection value of themselves. I have myself my own collection of the books, and there are books that sometimes are 10 times I forgot the word, but they are right now they have 10 times more value than when I was buying them. It is important for us also to talk about photo books, because photo books are a very easy way to go to the world of photography. It is for me the easiest way to get to the curators, to the festivals, and to the peoples in the other places. The cost of the small print round of photo book is the same as exhibition, but there is always a problem to show the exhibition to many people and to find a gallery and so on and so on. And you can always send a photo book to other curators and so on. And for us, it is also very important that photo books brings with them very intimate reception. You can watch the photo books at your home and in a very different situation than in a gallery. In galleries, there are a lot of people. There are sometimes not good conditions to watch the art, and you can bring a photo book with you to the lake or to your home and read it or watch it in your own conditions. And it is kind of funny to me because right now we are the only festival of photographic publications in Poland. There were 2 festivals, but they didn't manage to get to next editions. And right now the photographic publications in Poland are very important, but on most of the festivals they are just accompanying to exhibitions on the walls. And for me, it is kind of funny because in Poland we have many great artists who are preparing photo books. We have many great graphic designers. Many of the awards in the world are given to Polish photo books, and we don't have institutions for photo books. So in the 2024, we prepared the first exhibition. It was Paper Photo Prologue. It was exhibition that we were showing the possibilities of photo books, how they can change the way of saying something in photography. And we were, for example, showing the Eternal You of Hubert Hunka. I don't know if you know this photo book. It is great photo book. The paper of this photo book is so important because it is the material form of this book is as important as the main subject of this book. And we are trying to show how the photo books are giving us the possibilities to differ in a way of saying with photography. Here, for example, is Rafał Siderski book, where there was 2 kinds of stories. One which was shown to the people, and the second one was hidden because the pages were not cutted. So you have to look for this second narrative. And in 2025, we prepared the first edition of the Paper Photo Festival. And the opening weekend was in October, but the exhibition lasted until the end of the January. We showed a total of 329 publications. At the weekend, at the opening weekend, we gives out 450 pairs of gloves for watching the photo books, because we wanted people to watch them with gloves. And so that's how we know how many people there was, at least at the opening weekend. We have 4 main exhibitions plus 1 accompanying exhibition. We have a paper academy. I will speak about it later. We have a self-publishing zone and photo book fair. We have author meetings, premieres, lectures, film screenings, and workshops with Rust Publishing about publishing your own photo book. And we have a competition which was 99 entries in 2 categories, 5 jury members, 2 winning publications, 66 publications in the post-competition exhibition. And the festival consisted of 2 competitions. There were a paper photo award, a competition for already published photography, photo book, and paper photo dummy award for book dummies. Rules of repetition, main exhibition of photography books, which was curated by me. Private narratives, a photographic exhibition accompanying to the festival. Buy books, it was exhibition of photo books from the Belarusian. It was very important for us because in Poland we have many Belarusian artists who have to leave their country, and they try to find out their new artistic approach in Poland. We also have a paper academy. It was a review of student photography publication from several universities in Poland, and photo book fair, and Rust Publishing, as I said, and meetings, launches, lectures, film screenings. It is kind of sad because I'm writing this at the summary. It's kind of sad because for a photographic festival, we have very poor documentation about our festival, and I'm always smiling to myself that it is one of the poorest thing in our festival about the documentation. But our exhibitions were in a very different approach. So here you see Buy Books. It was very intimacy and a small exhibition, because there are only about 30 photo books published in Belarusian so far. So it was very small exhibition. But the main activity on the festival was a paper photo award or paper photo dummy award. We have 99 entries from the almost 20 countries, and there were 2 main prizes in 2 categories. In a photo book, there was 10,000 zlotys. It was more than 2,000 euro prize, and in a dummy award, it was more than 1,000 award. And each person from the shortlist who came to us for the meeting, for the authors meeting, received also a remuneration for his or her cost to come to us. And the exhibitions themselves were, I kind of say that they were, if you see such a situation, you can say that it is very boring situations, because there is nothing on the walls. Because we want to show the people that what is the most important is in the book itself. So we don't want to build this exhibition that will get out from the book. We want to focus on the books itself. And I have to say that in the beginning, I was thinking that there were not a lot of the people on the exhibitions. But after all, because the exhibitions were for the 3 months, a few thousand of the people go to the exhibition. So I'm very pleased about that. And many people really watch the publications. And when I was preparing the photo book prologue, one of my colleagues go to the check every book which was showed at the exhibition from side to side. And it took him 22 hours to watch the whole exhibition. And it was the time when there was about 50 publications. In this year, we have 329 publications, so it was a lot of time to watch everything. Paper Photo Award shortlist, you can see here, it was Studio Procopio Wet Paint, extremely beautiful publication, which won the competition. I don't know if you know it. We also have honorable mentions from each jury member could honorable one publication also for his own. And the Wet Paint is extremely beautiful publication. It is about antique and queer identity. It's I don't know if I ever saw the more beautiful book in a way that how it was published. There was also Pat Dummy Award. It was won by Summer Cancelled Adrian Jožan from Hungary, and she prepared a photo book which was only in 3 copies, and one of these copies was awarded in our competition. Here is Czur, We're in Home. It is a very small publication, but by Wiktoria Adamowa. I really like this one publication. It's a very small publication about finding identity after migration, so with helping of her dog. And Rules of Repetition, the main exhibition of the program of the photo books. It was curated by me. It was 55 publications from 14 different countries. And the starting point for this exhibition was the work of Bernd and Hilda Becher. And it is important, this exhibition is the most important for me in this festival, because I was trying to show that the photo book can be treated the same as each art object in the world. So if we can prepare curated exhibition from the others, photographies, paintings, and so on, we can create curated exhibition from the photo books. And the starting point was the way how the Bernd and Hilda Becher worked, but it was my curatorial narrative about how photography abstracts from the reality on the one hand, and the other hand reveals relationships of power and cultural surveillance in a very strange way. The whole exhibition was displayed in cabinets with drawers, and it was very important for us because we wanted for people to go and touch the book with themselves. So they have to take it in their hand. They have to open the drawer and take out the photo book. They can't just go in and look through the walls and I'm not interested and go out. They have to take out every book from the cabinet. Here you can see that these all books are taken out. This is the last day of the exhibition. It is the last photo I took there, and the books were published were placed in 11 chapters, and each book in the exhibition have its own place, and it is very important which book is connected to other one and which are placed in the same chapter, and so on and so on. And the whole exhibition was divided into 11 chapters, and it was from the anonymous sculptures of the Bechers till the discipline punished from the Foucault. So it was kind of intellectual narrative through the whole exhibition. And and I'm very proud that we have almost every album from the Bechers shown of this exhibition. So it was kind of interesting. And we have a lot of curatorial guidance. I think I have 11 guides around the exhibition. So there were a lot of schools and people from universities that were trying to come to the curatorial guidance. And it was very, very nice work for us. About the problems with the whole festival. The entire festival was organized in 2 months by 2 people. And we have only 2 assistants, which are very helpful, thankful for them. But it was really 2 months of hard work and for the 2 people. So it was not enough time to make it as it should be, and there was not enough people to make it as it should be. Finances. The whole festival has a budget less than 12,000 euros, so it was very small cash. And we, in addition to competition prices to jury and for the remuneration of the shortlist, we also provided the accommodation and some meals to the artists who come to our festivals. Because it was very important for us, because we are trying to think about artists. Many of these artists published photo books by themselves, so they don't get a cash remuneration for the work they are doing. So we are trying to make their showing at the festival the most possible for them as we can. This was the financial was supported by Katowice City of Gardens. It is this institution that there are galleries in this place, but my work is mostly voluntary there because no, we don't have enough cash for even a communication. So we have to do it in this way. The other problems are reaching the audience. We received confirmation of the funding less than 2 months before the festival, so it was really hard work in these 2 last months. We are still building the brand. I think it is a nice way right now, because we were noticed in Poland. We were awarded to the Polish, the biggest Polish internet portal, Fotopolis, which nominated us in a photographic event of the year. We didn't win, but even after the nomination, I was really surprised. And we totally lack funds for promotion. I was preparing Instagram, Facebook, and so on, and everything I was preparing by myself. So we don't have cash to reach the audience, and it is a very big problem. A very big problem from this year is that Polish grant organizations do not recognize photo books as visual arts. They refused to grant from the 2 places because they said books are not visual art, so you don't, so you shouldn't go to us. And this is very hard discussion, and this is the reason why we are preparing this festival, because the thinking about photo books in Poland is very in an old way, and we are trying to show how it changes in the world and how the photo books are important in a new way of saying about photography. And as I said, for a photography festival, you have very poor documentation. And the future, the next edition, Paper Photo Festival in this year will be in the last weekend of October. We are changing our location to Sosnowiec because Kasia, which was working in the City of Gardens, changed her work to the Sosnowiec Institution of the Art. And we hope that it will be a better start for ourselves. We are very thankful for Katowice, but we hope that it will be a better place. We are fighting for funding, but we hope that it will happen this year. We have great plans. We want to exhibit a photo book monography exhibition of photo books designed by Ania Nałęcka-Milach, one of 2 or 3 Polish, the most important graphic designers. We want to exhibit Hungarian photo books, and we have a main exhibition about post-humanistic photo books, which will be curated by Rafał Siderski. And of course, next edition of the competition, if we will have cash for this, because we don't want it to be only for nothing. And Paper Photo on Tour are 2 exhibitions, post-competition, so Paper Photo Award and Paper Photo 𝗜𝗙 Award, and Rules of Repetition exhibition are ready and easy to present in other locations. There are only books that you have to transport to other places. So in March, we will show them in Częstochowa when I work at the university, and we are talking about 2 other places in Poland where we want to show these exhibitions. And we're trying to propose these exhibitions to smaller institutions of culture in Poland to get reach the larger audience, but also to bring the photo books to the places that there are problems with reaching them. Because as I said, in Poland, we have very small market of photo books right now. We only have one good bookshop that's selling photo books, so it is kind of a problem. But if you would like to display our exhibitions, you can write to me. We are very happy to collaborate and to send our exhibitions. If you want these two exhibitions, this competition exhibition is really nice, and this rules of repetition is kind of, I can say, a new way of thinking about photo books. So that's all. Thank you very much.
Thank you so much, Jakub, for your presentation. It was a pleasure to know more about your festival. Polly is asking, for a photographer who has nothing finished yet, what steps should follow? Make a PDF, dummy, or go first to the paper festival, or go to a photo festival? From my side, you always need to go to the festivals. I mean, if you're starting, you have to go meet the festivals. Even if you want to become a volunteer or something and help the festival to work, that is always the best way to know how festival works. I don't know, and I have a question about this, Jakub, in your festival, what they can do. Can they participate in the award? What is the best way to get in touch with you if they are preparing a project?
That's why we have Paper Photo Dummy Award. It's an award that is especially for dummies, and for us, we have to decide, and we decided that the dummy category will be also for the photo books self-published with the until the 30 copies of the photo book. So if you want to reach the larger audience, for me, the best way is to prepare the dummy and try to start in the competition and to go to the festival. I hope that this year we'll also have portfolio reviews. But even if no, there are on our festival, we want to have at least a few or dozen of publishers. So if you go to them and show them what we have, it is a good start about preparing photo books. But I also will say it depends on the kind of the work, because I really like self-publishing. If the publication doesn't need a large amount of cash, because it depends how the project looks, a dummy or a zine edition can be a very good way to receive a larger audience. For example, when I was going to Photo Festival in Łódź in Poland, there were exhibition from the Dummy Award, and there was a publication 𝗪𝗲𝗪𝗏. Not all bald men with birds are 𝗪𝗲𝗪𝗏. It is a great publication, and I want to take this publication to my exhibition, but I have no time to reach him. And what have appeared that he sent this publication to our festival by himself. So, you know, I remember a lot of dummies from many festivals, and I'm trying to take them to our works and our exhibitions, so on.
Also, Jakub, I just want to remember everyone that they can come to Barcelona IPFA meeting, because you are going to be doing the portfolio reviews. And also you were talking about sharing this exhibition. I think Barcelona is a great place. There are many festivals working also with photo books, and it can be also a good opportunity for you to try to show this exhibition afterwards. Joao, you wanted to do a comment or a question?
Yes. Because Jakub say they don't have a budget for fine arts or whatever. Maybe they said they don't make the exhibition, but maybe if you make the exhibition of the covers of the photo books or covers of something, one or two exhibitions, you can mix. Maybe you already think about that, but you know, think about the idea of turn something in the connect with.
We are trying to think about this, but you know, it's kind of sad, because I'm trying to show the people, we are trying to show the people that photo books are kind of new way of saying things. And just to take some part of the photo book and say that it could also be something good. Yeah, it's some kind of how to trick the system, and we'll be trying to make it. But I hope that the world will change, and we all have the budgets for our festivals. So
I think the best way is to trick the system. There are no other way. And then they will learn that it makes sense just to make something special for photo books. And they will start it for sure. But I think it's not a bad strategy. And I was thinking about that, saying, okay, photo books, they don't care about photo books. Just sell them something else that you are already doing, because on your festival you are doing many, many, many things. They don't have to pay for the photo books. Maybe they can pay for different things, maybe you are doing conferences or the portfolio review or whatever, they have to pay for that, and then you use the money for everything,
Yeah, I'm trying my main fantasy, let's say, it is to make in our region a photo book library, and I want to work with institutions from my city to prepare a photo book library, which could be the whole year working with the educational program for the schools and so on. So I have very big dreams, and I hope that in a few years they will become realistic.
Hope so. I have a question about the awards and the open calls. Do you charge for them?
No, at this year it was totally free. We don't charge for anything. Everything was free, and this year we are thinking about this because we don't know how much budget we'll have, how much money we'll have. But I'm thinking about because it is also this situation because after the festival, our policy is that the photo books are staying with us because we're preparing the collection of the photo books and we're thinking about library. So if the artists have to submit their work, we don't want them to charge more money. But it will depend on the budget of the festival. Right now, I'm thinking about the situation that there will be, to make it clear, that, for example, the half of the fees for the open call will be as a prize for this competition. So if there will be more, proceeds, more artists will send us their works, there will be larger cash for the winner. I don't know what you think about this. It is something that I just 2 weeks ago it pop up in my mind. I don't know if this is a good idea, but for me it's kind of it could be even fun, because every new if there will be more people, the price will be bigger, and I don't know.
I mean, the most important is that you keep in doing the things that you are doing. That is the most important. If you have to charge for everything, we always recommend to charge a little bit to everyone, and then you just keep having money for everything, and then you pay to your team, and also you pay to the artist as much as possible. But the most important is to be transparent. Also to have a web page where you explain when all the money comes from, where it goes, what you spend, and don't feel bad. And this is a policy of IPFA. Don't feel bad to be paid for your work also, even if it's just 5% of what you need or 10% of your time. But it's important that little by little the artist, but also yourself, you get the recognition, because in some moment, if the festival gets bigger and you need to hire someone even for the weekend of the festival or whatever, or the curators, then you need more and more and more and more money. That's why from our side we think it's a good idea to understand that all the things need to be paid, more or less, and that somehow you have to charge for your things. We love workshops, because on workshops you have a lot of opportunities to charge, even a little bit, and also for the open calls. There is a lot of opportunities. You don't have to charge a lot. We think that probably 20 euros is kind of maximum. But maybe you can charge even 10 or 15 or something like this, and then see how it goes. But I mean, I think you have to find your way. But charging a little bit for everything is kind of good, you know, and then you, I don't know, you sell drinks and there is a party and then you charge €2 for the drinks. And even if it's just small amount of money, everything will help. Or for example, we know this photo festival in Spain, Fiebre, they have, for example, a big community. It's kind of Fiebre community and they, I don't know, they charge €20 or €30 for the full year just to be part of this, and they have, I don't know, a review of a new book every week. I don't know, different reasons to generate a community, and that this community is engaged, and that the community also can help you economically, even if it's small amount. I think is the best.
Yeah, thank you. But you're totally correct, and I just can admit that you know, it was the first edition, and we prepared it in 2 months. And
Sure.
right now we have a time for some questions. And we with Kasia were talking that with my colleague, which are prepared the whole festival. We talked that we have this first edition to see if the people are even interested at all. And right now we want to prepare the second edition in a better way. And after that, there will be a time for good evaluation of the whole thinking about everything, because it is a time where we can put our resources, even our time, to found the festival, but it has to change this way of working of the festival, because it is too much work to make it only voluntarily, and I'm fully aware of that.
Sure. And we were also talking on the case of Cincinnati in FotoFocus that the festival was bigger and then even it gets smaller for being more sustainable. I think maybe you can also reflect on that. Sometimes it makes no sense, you know, to have 300. Maybe if you have 150, it's half of the work, but it makes more sustainable time. And I think it's good that you are making these questions and that you want to keep trying. Something good is that we are going to have all these discussions in Barcelona, and we hope you get much more reflections on how to do a better festival. The most important from our side is always to keep going. Find the ways to keep going with your money or money of others or your community, but finding the way to make it sustainable, because as you said, it's pretty hard. If we don't start with an economical project from the beginning, it can take 5 or 10 years to find a way to find the money. We need to start finding the money as soon as possible, even if it's small amounts, just to make it sustainable. Because in 10 years, we are not going, I mean, if you don't receive any funding for this personally, you are not going to keep doing it. That's why as soon as you start, I think is the best.
Yeah, thank you.
Good, thank you so much, Jakub, and we keep on the conversation. We start with Biennial in the US with many years of experience. Then we came to Europe with Jakub for photo books, second edition, different questions, different problems. Now we go to Brazil with João. He has 2 different festivals. We want to know more about them and how Latin America organize things also. It's good. Welcome, João.
Thank you, Pablo. Thank you, Laura, and my colleagues here, and also the Jakub and Katy. I'm happy to be here to share some thoughts, some ideas, some experience, and see the diversity of the groups, of how each one deal with this challenge and with this threat, with this problem that we have day by day. I'd like to start to show the image, and then I talk during the image. I will share here. It's okay. Yeah.
Yes.
Yeah. And then, well, as Pablo said, I work in the 2 festivals, Paranapiacaba Photo Festival. Paranapiacaba is an indigenous name, and the translation is from where you can see the sea, because it's in the top of the mountain, and then you can see the sea from this place. This place is a very historical place. It's 1 hour from São Paulo city, and also inside a forest. It's a very historical village with less than 900 people that survive with now with the tourism and art, handicrafts and things like that. It's this village. It's very important for São Paulo city because in the past São Paulo was a small village. In 80s, 30s, São Paulo has 20,000 people. Is very small compared with Rio, with the Salvador, other cities on the coast. But because the British built this highway from the sea side from São Paulo city, because goes with the coffee to export the coffee from the world, that village become very important because it's they maintenance the trains, the track, and everything. And then this festival beginning on in 2018, and the second one I talk about more about Paranapiacaba, but I talk about the other. And then 3 years ago, the same group of people we start the festival in São Paulo. It's São Paulo Photo Festival. It's Paranapiacaba happened end of August, beginning of September, and São Paulo Photo Festival, it's in May. And as Jakob said, a little historical about, I say the same, because most of time, most of the festivals, they follow the director's thought, what the director believe, or it's very, we have a small group of people, we have 5 people do work in the festival during the year, or volunteers, but sometimes we have a budget and then we pay the people. And that's a photo from 𝗂𝗑𝗪𝗏 from São Paulo city that showed how contrast is the Brazil and most of, as you say, Latin America. We have a favela, Shantital, in the left side, and a very expensive apartments, buildings, one swimming pool each floor, and things like that. This photo means what is Brazil. It's very contrast, and that's the idea about the Brazil is the country with the most social inequality, one of 2 or 3 most inequality in the world, and a very rich country also. And this 35 years ago I tried to work with photography, beginning to work with photography, to work with about this very unfair place. And then I make this visual literacy, alfabetização visual, that it's a tool to work with the social project with the historical marginalized and underrepresented group of people in photography, with the African, Brazilian, women, people with street situations, people with disabilities, people in favelas. And then the project, I begin with these projects, work with social projects, and because Brazil has as Latin America also is a little different, but we have a 50% of the population African descendants, and also as the other countries, 50% of the women. And when we beginning with the photography with this project, I work in the social projects and university, bring the students from the university, and then we start to work because this project, social project, I received 2 scholarships, one from University of Kent in England in 96, 97, and another one from Harvard University as a visiting scholar in the project. And on 2018, the festivals that happen in Brazil, my photo that are not diversity, they represent not the diversity that the country deserve. You know, most of the photo festivals just show one group of the artists, the same kind of people. And then with the students at the university, we create the Paranapiacaba Photo Festival. And then there are some of the students, the group of volunteers, that happened. That is the Paranapiacaba in the beginning of century. This is one. It's an old village that, but they built by the British, and they have a good theater, and they have a very good spaces. And also another in Paranapiacaba Photo Festival is different from São Paulo. Paranapiacaba Photo Festival, we have a very strong work with accessibilities, with people with disabilities, environment issues, human rights, education. And this is, we working always in the project with we have the talks, and then we start to invite people are not used to us inviting the other festivals. We invite indigenous people, we invite young people, emergent people. That's in Paranapiacaba works. There is the talks that we have in the auditorium. Also, as I said, we have a very strong educational project with the kids from the village. Always is free. We don't have a budget. At the beginning of the festival, we don't have money support, and then we make some open call to have a small budget to print the exhibitions. And but most of people for 4 years is always volunteers, but the last 4 years we get money from the government. And we start to pay the people that work, the artists, and everybody. We have a very good photography fair. We work also with the film exhibitions. And we have here some of the photos from the exhibition we have a problem with space. We just can have 10 exhibitions on the village because there is not a small space for the exhibitions. We make also open exhibitions. We use a different space. And there is a train to arrive in the village. This is the train station. Exhibitions on open space or we have a football field there. That is the first official football field in Brazil. Use this kind of support to exhibitions. And now we are going to try to internationalization because the exhibition that we produce on the festival, we try to go to other places. For instance, this is a 𝗜𝗣𝗙 𝗪𝗲 exhibitions that we have on the Paranapiacaba Photo Festival. And now we are planning to go to other festivals with this exhibition. Claudia was showing the art last year. And and our goals is collaboration with other festivals. In this semester, we collaborate with people from IPFA, Barcelona, and April we are going to Hungary and Italy with Linda 𝗜𝗍𝗪 𝗪𝗲𝗏. And last year we make a partnership also with women street photographers. And the second semester we're planning to start to talk with other festivals like 𝗜𝗍𝗪. I think 𝗜𝗍𝗪 Prata is here with beginning a conversation. Let's see if it works second semester. And we have impact. One of the things, we have a house in the village because the city, the village, think the festival is very important for the tourism of the village. And we make a research for how is the impact of the festival on the local economy and the occupancy of the hotels, of the inns, and the restaurants, and because there is a lot of expedition through the forest and craft stores. We make a compensation of carbon offsetting. We plant, it's very hard to plant the trees, but we keep planting the trees near in the place. We have a 3 years artist residence, but sometimes it's very hard to get the money because we have support from Portugal, we have support from Paris, from France for make this, but it's take a lot. Is a lot of work to do with the residents. We'd like to do more, but it's very hard. And we try to connect this year with last year and this year with more embassies, and I said other festivals, make collaboration and bring artists to Brazil. This year, probably 2-3 artists from Italy is coming to Brazil from the festivals, and maybe another one from Spain, Maria. And we try to bring more international artists. It's very hard because we don't have a budget, but let's see. And we deal with this challenge we asking ourselves all the time, and why and how to organize more photography festivals, fair, sustainable, ecological, equitable, inclusive, and diverse. That's because it's the reality of Brazil. Brazil, as I said, it's very rich country, but at the same time, we have a very big number of people who does not have enough budget for health or for food, or then we believe the contemporary photographers could help in this sense of being more activist. This is more for Paranapiacaba. And talk about São Paulo Photo Festival. It's we don't have any budget. We make an open call, small open call, but it's enough to print the exhibition and make some budget. But with the São Paulo is different because São Paulo we make a partnership with the other cultural institutions and museums and universities. Last year we make 25 partnerships in São Paulo because São Paulo is 22 million people around on the city, and a lot of opportunities, and we all include these exhibitions inside the photography's São Paulo Photo Festival. We include this and make this because we make a circuit that the people from outside São Paulo could come and make a circuit of exhibition like the Cincinnati or like Brussels Photo Festival or other Paris Photo Days, other festivals that make bigger, but we make this with the partnerships. And to finish, I'd like to show this small video. It's 3-minute video, and maybe we didn't get the sound. I try, but it doesn't work, but doesn't matter. The sound is okay. I tried, but oh, share sound. I found now.
Good.
They changed where the share sound. Okay.
We can hear it perfectly fine.
Yeah.
Bien.
Thank you.
Thank you so much, Joao. I have a question because you said that in the end you do some open calls for getting some money to pay for the printing and everything. Can you let us know a little bit more how the open calls work? Because we saw that you have many of them. I get that some of them you are not charging, some of them you are charging. How you work with them?
Well, we think about democratizing the photography, give more opportunity to emergent photographers. And sometimes we make an open call. In São Paulo, we don't have budget. São Paulo Photo Festival, we don't have budget. We make an open call, and that's the only one that we charge 10 euros. And then to make the prints, we got few money, just enough to pay the printing, the guy who organized the exhibition, and some food for 2 days. But Paranapiacaba, we didn't charge because we received this few money. That's enough to printing and make everything. And I saw, for instance, for Paranapiacaba, we have this 10,000 euros budget for make the festival. And for São Paulo, much less than this. Sometimes it's 1,000 euros for make the printing and make everything. And then we make a partnership with other festivals and other plays that sometimes we because we want to show that we receive for our audience. They like to be shown on the Instagram. And then we, as a teacher, I think I have a mentality of teachers. I'm teaching, working together with the people, and we decide everything very democratic. And also I try to teach something to them to learn how to do a festival, and they teach me something about about the new views, and then is always an exchange. That's because I like it. That's because I love to teach. The festival is a continuation of teaching and this exchange. Because I'm retired from the university, I keep teaching, but on the festival.
Sure. My question about the open call, you're mainly receiving proposals from Brazil. Why not to make it more international with 𝗑𝗙 or any of these other platforms to get also more international artists, but also to receive more money to invest in the festival in Brazil? And obviously you can have a cupo, you can have an amount of photographers from Brazil, obviously. But I don't know what you have been thinking about these open calls.
We like the idea. Last festival, this Paranapiacaba, we received a lot from outside. Thank you for the IPFA to exchange the divulgation, the open call. I send you this week more open calls to share, and then and we are trying to do that. But I think it's interesting to bring some photographies from outside, from Brazil. It's very interesting for us to learn more about contemporary photography from outside, from Europe, from Asia, from US, for everywhere. I'm open. My thought is that's very important for Brazil. Is open to see the others. From 𝗑𝗙, at some time I was thinking too, but how I decide to make 2 festivals is a lot of things to do. It's always working all the time, and then sometimes I have a list of things that I'm planning to do, something in the 𝗑𝗙, but I never stop to finish this idea.
Okay, no, I was asking you because obviously as the 3 festivals of today, we were talking about funding. This is one of the biggest problems. Also, Dark Peak Photo Festival in the UK here, Carrie's on the comment, is also saying more or less the same. And it has grown this opportunity of working with open calls and also receive some funding from them that obviously needs to come back also to the festival and to the photographers. But I think it's a great opportunity that a lot of festivals are not taking advantage of. And if you don't charge a lot, you can work it, make it more international, receive more funding, make bigger festivals. In the end, what we think is that we need to get money from everywhere, and it's a good opportunity. I mean, if you have a community, for example, also doing a crowdfunding, sometimes you are not charging the same people that you are charging on the open call, but if you make even a smaller crowdfunding from your community, students, professors, or friends, or whatever, even if it's just 10, 50 euros, this amount of money then can help also to sustain the festival. I think we need to work more on open calls. In the case of Experimental Photo Festival and the festival that we are driving with Laura, we used to have our own system. Then with 𝗑𝗙 we get 3 or 4 more times proposals. We wanted to have 3, then we just canceled 1, and now we are having 2. I mean, we are also adapting to the conditions because, as you say, making a huge open call is a lot of money, and it's a lot of organization also, but it's a good source of funding. We need to take it seriously, I think.
Yeah.
Your question was doing more festivals or less festivals, because you put the question And I heard you saying we have to do less festivals, and then I read we have to do more festivals. What is the future?
I have to do less. I have to do one, but I think the people have to do more.
Okay.
I think each cities and have to be expressed, because as I said, I work with this idea of visual literacy that ask the people. Visual literacy means read and write. Write with the light, photography, write with the light, and read critically. As a Paulo Freire, is a famous educator in Brazil, read critically the image to be aware of what's happened in the world, and in politician and advertising and everything. And then the idea is that I'm thinking is democratizing the photography, giving more opportunity to develop the visual literacy in more people, more educational work with these people that participate in the festival. That's because I think each state, have to be more than 10 festivals, or 50 in Spain, or I don't know how much. I think IPFA is doing very good work of think about expand, think about potentialize the festivals, and give more opportunity to learn, and each one has to be like, I think 𝗓𝗪𝗙 and 𝗪𝗲𝗙 has the same beginning. We thinking, we want to do something, we like, he like photo books, I like activism and education, and then we decide to do this. And then I think other people have to do the same. And with the time, sometimes we get money. For instance, for this year, we don't have money for Paranapiacaba yet. And it's hard to, sometimes I said, I prefer to get behind the money, follow them, get the money, or work with the creativity, work with education. I say education, creativity. That's because sometimes I stop to work with the money. I say, okay, I can do it without money, okay? But it's not fair, because I think it's important for the others, for the other people. That's because sometimes we change we swift because it's important for artists to get the money, for importance for the producer to get the money. I know that I work. I can decide, I don't want to go behind money anymore in my life. I just work with the creativity, what few money just to get is enough. But I need for the others, I need for the artists, and that's because we keep going and trying. I see some question here.
Sure.
João. Now, if allowed me, João, can I just put a question?
Sure.
That is,
welcome.
we live in a massive, sorry, we live in a massive world of image. Of course, it's quite nice that we have more and more festivals and we can collaborate. But I think João agree with me. We are talking about it. That is this important point to create visual literacy, because nowadays many people just saw the image for a second, and so we need inside of the festivals to push people to look properly, to learn to read an image, to dive in the image, and to read it. Because of course this today it's about a little bit about funding. We'll discuss many things in July. I'm looking forward to be there in Barcelona. But it's important to, I mean, after 2000 we have an explosion of festivals, but we need to think, to reflect why to do it, and how to do it.
Yes, I agree with you. We already have this conversation about visual literacy, how it's important, but because it's levels of, each festival has your own goals, your own ideas, but we have second priority, third priority, or what else? We have a lot of levels that the festival works. But for our festival, we believe in that one. For Pablo, different from Rui. For others, it's different. But I think with the idea about exchange experience between the festivals, we can get more information. Even, if someone here start to work with visual literacy in your sense, in your festival, I already did something, If I start to work with something that Katy said or Jakub said, I learned from them, it's good for me too. And then I think you have to learn about this experience. And that's because I think it's very important, this initiative, and do that.
I really like, Joao, your proposal because we're talking about a lot about internationalization, but also get in local as maximum as possible. I really like this approach. I mean, think local but act international. I think this is also part of your experience as a professor, and also going to different places to give classes. And I mean, you were always moving, and I really like the way you organize your festival, thinking that way. I mean, I need to work with local people in Brazil, but I also need to bring them, different information from the outside. I think that is also part of IPFA and the way that we need to think all our festivals. There are opportunities and possibilities worldwide that we can exchange and share and learn from others, that we can also bring to our community. In the case now of Jakub, for example, is moving of places, also how to get in contact with local communities, listen to what their local communities needs. I think that is really important. I mean, it's the way that we need to think nowadays, is to start thinking international, but without quitting to our goals or ideals and what our community needs. In the end, our communities are locals.
Yeah. And there is another question from Lucrecia here.
Yes.
What do the festival expect from artists to showcase a photograph work? It's different. In São Paulo Photo Festival, if you find a place here, and as I said, if you find a cultural or support from the embassy or for consulate, we can work together. And in Paranapiacaba, as I said, we have this contemporary photography, but also connect with the environmental, human rights, education, and we receive a lot of works. I'm traveling. Usually I go to Arles to make the portfolio review, and it's amazing because I saw sometimes 20 works, and I would love to bring sometimes 12 of them to São Paulo, because it's they are very, very good, and most of them are very, very good, and it's hard to decide which one spect artist. It's at the same time, it's easy for us to organize the festival because we have a lot of opportunities. It's hard for the artist sometimes because you have to create new things all the time. But at the same time, with more festivals, the artists have more opportunities. And I think it's a good moment, and the connection with the festivals and artists as the award do. And it's very interesting way of promoting the photography, as I say, to democratizing the idea of photography with visual literacy.
Sure. I don't know if you want to answer Satea Al-Mahuli question. Is about emerging photographers. What are the key elements in a submission, or the common weaknesses about emerging photographers. I don't know if you have any recommendation or any of the other who was here today. Jakub, we're just finishing. Katy, if you want to make a final comment or so, that will be great. I think we can take this question as a general for everyone. I think you can start, Joao. Can you see? Do you see the question in the chat?
I can just chime in while he's reading that. FotoFocus doesn't have a lot of opportunities for people, but it's really just about a very clean narrative. We request people submit images, but then they describe how their work relates to the theme. There's usually a budgetary question of what does it mean to host an exhibition with us, and it's really about just clear, concise details that show an understanding of what it means to put together an exhibition for us to invest in.
Joao, Jakub?
If you walk up, Jakub.
Okay, so for me, we are kind of, we want to see photo books. We want to see how your story, that you have something to say to us. There is a story about in your pictures, in your project, and that is the most important thing for me, because I don't know how do you feel as an emerging photographer, and what do you think about this? How do you explain this emerging photographer? But for me, the most important is the narrative of the project and the truth in this project. And if this narration is important for you and tells a story that everybody should hear, should see, and that it would interest me as a person, as a people, as a human being. Because if you have something important to say, I will be very, I want to see it. And that's all.
Thank you, Jakub. Joao?
Yeah, I think I already answered the question about but there is another question here from Satea.
Yes, that is the one that we're trying to answer about emerging photographers. Yeah. Yes.
Oh, yes. Yeah, sorry. It's something that, as I said, for me, it's hard to choose. But at the same time, it's when I see a project, because, we see a lot of projects, a lot of image as organizing a festival. And some project we look and you feel at the same time. Some projects is very, at the same time, emotional. You see, you say, wow. Sometimes it's not connected with the festival, but you want to do something with that, with this project. It's very hard to, as I say, I'd love to give this, as I say, as a teacher, to give this feedback for the people, but it was impossible to give a feedback for everybody. But say weakness about this project, it's you have to, as a director of festival, make with the passion, a lot of work and a lot of passion to do a festival. And I think as an artist, if you do a lot, if you it's everybody say that, but for me is the idea. If you work a lot in your project, if you work with the passion, it's main for you, will be main for us. If you don't, sometimes you don't find. I am a curator too. I have a 50 project of exhibitions in my desk here to make exhibition, but I have to find which museum, which institutional we fit with my idea. You have to think about which festival has to be with your project. If your project are strong for you, if your project you have make it passion, you work a lot, you find a festival that fit with your work. I believe that. I believe, unfortunately, I believe in that case, and make a portfolio reviews and talk with the people. It's a very strong connection to you find someone that is connect with you with your thoughts. 𝗜𝗑𝗙 𝗪𝗏𝗍𝗔. I think I make a mistake, but maybe it's that.
Not so easy to say. But I just want to finish our presentation saying last idea that just connects also with what you were saying, Joao. If you're a photographer, now you have the opportunity to know directors of festivals. In this conversation, there are 12 or 14 directors of festivals. We are also human beings. We want to be in love. We want to know your stories. We want to know you. We want to see you growing. We want to see that you have invested in your project, not economically, but that you put all your energy, that you believe in this project enough for making it grow. We can help you, but we want to see you with the energy of wanting to make it grow. That is the thing. There are a lot of projects that you don't really see that this person is emotionally involved in what they are saying. And in the end, you say, okay, if this is another project, if she or he can do 5 projects that they are always the same, why I, as a director, need to invest? We are always investing because we are generating opportunities. We want to give you an opportunity, but we want you also to invest in us. We want you to come. We want you to share what we are doing. We want to share the festival, come to the opening, talk with the medias. I mean, always think this as a human relationship. And I'm always saying, this is not because we became friends with the artists. We are not friends of the artists, but we see that they are interested in being part of the communities that we are creating because they also believe in the message, in the sense, and all the things of the festivals. I think this is something that we have to take into account, and I'm always saying, when I'm doing my portfolio reviews and working with my students, I always tell them, if you have a photo festival close to your home, go to that photo festival as a volunteer. Help the festival to grow. Go there, understand how they work, why they won. And when you understand how they are working, next year you can send them a proposal, even if they don't know you. You have much more opportunities for them to check your project because you understand something of the way that they are doing things. You can adapt better your project. I'm always saying this, half of your success is going to come from open calls, random open calls that you can look on internet, blah, blah, blah. But then half of your success will come from this kind of more personal relationship. Not because you make friends with people of the festivals, but because you go to the festivals, you understand how they work, you go there as an audience, you make a workshop with them, you go to their exhibitions, you understand how festivals work. From my case, the biggest part of the weakness of the projects is that they are not adapted to the possibilities of the festival. Do portfolio reviews, understand how the festival works, the money they have, the spaces they have, the possibilities, the timing, if it's in summer, if it's in winter, if it's close, far. All this is important to make a proposal that is adapted to the place. Don't send 100 open calls a year. Send 10 good ones. The best 10 that you believe that your project can fill in. And now we have the database in the IPFA webpage. You can see 1,000 photography festivals worldwide. Choose the 10 that fits better what you're looking for. Study them deeply. All their webpage, all their Instagram. Study what they are looking for, because they are probably going to be looking for you. Okay? Thank you so much, Joao, Jakub, Katie, also all of you for being here. Also the other photography festivals directors that we are seeing here. It's a pleasure to see you always sharing in our activities. Thank you so much, and hope to see you in 2 months in the next festival's presentation, and in July in Barcelona for the annual meeting of IPFA. Thank you so much, everyone. Have a great weekend, a great day. Bye-bye.
Bye-bye.